Pioneer fans, Pioneer Women's Varsity Basketball's live and on the air. Welcome, everyone. We are live from the, make sure I get it right, it's no longer the Convo, it's the George Gervin GameAbove Center here on the campus of Eastern Michigan, and it's a great place to go see a basketball game, and we are super lucky here as the Ann Arbor Sports Commission is hosting their holiday tournament, and it is Pioneer Women's Varsity Basketball taking on West Bloomfield. And with us, we have Mike Ahrens, and we appreciate it. How you doing, sir?
Doing very good. I'm looking forward to the game, and did some homework before I got here to find some interesting statistics. West Bloomfield Lakers are averaging 70 points a game, Mark. That's a lot of points.
No doubt, absolutely.
Especially in the early season. And they average giving up 51.2. The Pioneers are averaging 34.3 and giving up 41.6 with a 2-2 one-loss record.
So if we look at just the statistics there, obviously Pioneer's going to have to find a bit of extra offense or some very good defense to try and shut down a high-powered West Bloomfield Lakers team. Pioneer 2-2 on the season. They started off with a loss to DeWitt. That was 62-26. So it's where a lot of the giving up points happened, playing a very good DeWitt team. Then back on the 9th of December, they beat Monroe. That was away at Monroe. That was a 29-20 win. Then they fell to Bedford at home. That was 27-34. Then they last beat Skyline. That was over at Skyline. That was the same day that we did the junior varsity and varsity game, men's game versus Skyline, and they were able to win that one 48-43. So lots of exciting basketball happened that day as we had two games that went to overtime. Taking a look at West Bloomfield, they are coming off a state championship as they won the Division I state championship. West Bloomfield beat Heartland by a score of 51-42. So that's something to definitely keep an eye on. They are 4-2 on the season, so they have a couple more games. They beat Troy High School 63-26. They lost to Belleville. That was a 86-74 loss. They beat Saginaw Heritage. That was 89-61. Again, these are huge scoring games. They beat Groves High School. That was 79-41. They lost to Renaissance High School 66-62. Tight game there. Then they ran away from Stony Creek High School. That was part of a triple header, and they won that one 62-27. So as you said, Mike, lots of high-scoring action with them, and it'll be interesting to see how they match up versus Tyrone Hicks typically has very good defensive teams, and we'll see how that works. As West Bloomfield out on the court already, they are in their green and black, and Pioneer now over on the left-hand side. Pioneer, the home team, so they are in their white jerseys with on the back there, the numbers on the front and on the back. Getting ready to go here at the George Gervin GameAbove Center. For Pioneer, talking about the top scores for Pioneer, who to pay attention to. Gatson has 41 points for the season so far. She's averaging 13.7 points per game. Number 2 is Emmanuel Davis. She has 16 points total, 5.3 points per game. Number 3 is Kadai Harris. She has 11 points, 3.7 points per game. Number 4 is Savannah Brewer, who is running point, I believe. She has 9 9 field goals or 9 points, 3 average per game. And then the fifth is Lily Jones, number 11. She has 6 points, 2 points average per game. A couple other key statistics leading the assists, Savannah Brewer. She has 12 assists on the season. Rebounds is Savannah Brewer as well from the guard position there, 25 rebounds. Gatson has 19, number 22, and Emmanuel Davis has 14 rebounds, so good rebounds there. And then we also have some steal and block statistics, as 4 steals apiece for Harris as well as Sheffield. So they both have 4 steals. And then Emmanuel Davis has 4 blocks. And by the way, you're going to hear the last name Davis all throughout today's game, as Pioneer has 2 players with the last name Davis, Jordan and Emmanuel. And the Lakers of West Bloomfield have both Summer and India Davis. So I'll do my best to keep everything straight. But we are looking forward to some action there as we are getting warmed up about 7 minutes before we get going here. And I know, Mike, you had some rules differences and rules going on with high school basketball. You want to talk about those for a moment there?
Sure. These are the Michigan High School Athletic Association new basketball rules for 22-23. Not on the floor rules, but protocol for all the teams in Michigan. For I don't know how many years, Michigan has played a maximum of 20 games, and nationwide that is low. For many years, schools in the southern states can play up to 30-32. So they've added 2 games, and most coaches have welcomed that. And I think it's a good thing too. Another thing that's important is mandatory practices were reduced by 1 week to allow teams to start playing games after 14 days instead of 21.
Gotcha.
So that is a challenge for coaches. 1/3 of your preseason workouts now is gone. So, and this one's interesting, and we should be aware of. It's a point differential rule. So after the first half, if a team's up by 40 or more, we go to a running clock. We revert if reduced to 30 or less points. Only stop between quarters, timeouts, and for free throws the last 2 minutes. The coaching box has been extended to 28 feet, and most coaches will probably use that.
Sure, yeah.
And another thing, for the off season, the Michigan High School Athletic Association now is allowing the use of school transportation during summer, but must be funded by school-approved activities or booster clubs, school teams, student groups, and community groups like civic or service groups.
So if they wanted to have a summer game and things like that, they can actually ride the school. School can provide a bus there if it's
Correct.
Done that way. Nice.
Correct.
Nice. So that's a good things to know. And yeah, I did not know new Mercy rule running clock there. So it's the only problem with doing so many different sports. It's trying to keep straight what the point differential is. 8 for soccer and hockey, and then you get for football, was it 32 and everything. So so I do my best to keep up on that. So we have about 5 minutes before we get going. Let's play a few messages from the MHSAA, and then we'll come back and get things going from the George Gervin GameAbove Center. If you're in the area, come on down. There are lots of seats. We'd love to see a whole bunch of people in purple going on there. So we'd love to see that. Thank you, folks.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
So this is the Ann Arbor Sports Commission's holiday tournament, holiday classic for 2022. Lots of local teams here, Huron, Pioneer, Skyline, Arbor Prep, Chelsea, Lincoln just played. So fantastic opportunity to see a lot of good basketball. Come on down, and if you're looking to plan your next sporting event or multi-day tournament, the Ann Arbor Sports Commission has you covered. Put your trust in the experts. From planning and logistics to finding sponsors and volunteers, they handle it all. Plan the perfect tournament. Connect with the Ann Arbor Sports Commission today and visit annarbor.org to learn more. We're about to get the starting lineups, but I know Mike just got the names of our officials, so.
Yep, I have information on all 3 officials. The veteran of the staff is Gino Washington from Detroit, who I personally know, longtime official in the International Basketball League, where I coached a team out of Holland, and he is one of the best officials I've seen in my 40 years. We also have Chris Westover from Monroe. He has 20-plus years on the floor. And Dan Yorkery from Monroe, who has officiated 25 years. And he just told me before the game he's going to try to reach 30 before he retires.
Fantastic work. Hey, if you watch a game and you think you could do better, reach out to the MHSAA. We need officials. We cannot have the games we love without officials. So we appreciate them and all they do. You don't have to agree with every call they make, but you do have to have them to have the games. As I believe we are about to have the starting lineups here. As they are announcing and welcoming everyone and talking about sportsmanship, always a fantastic time to have good sportsmanship. And now we have our lineups. And Lakers first. Washington being announced. So Washington out there as well as Sydney Hendricks. And then it is Summer Davis, India Davis, and Kendall Hendricks. Now out for Pioneer, Jones comes out. As Kadee Harris comes out. Gatson for Pioneer, again Harris. Also out there for Pioneer is Emmanuel Davis, as well as Sheffield. So that is your starting lineups for both of these squads here at the George Gervin GameAbove Center. And we will see, looks like we might go directly to the jump. You never know if you're going to have the national anthem or not, depending on how things go. And we won't. We'll hop right into fantastic gameplay as India Davis at the block E, looking to tip it up on the other side for Pioneer. As we get set, Lakers ready to go, as that is going to be Emmanuel Davis. The tip-off on the other side. So that up and grabbed as bringing it ahead is Sydney Hendricks. Sydney Hendricks puts it up as Summer Davis goes to. And there is a foul. So Jones picks up a foul. To the line, shooting two is Summer Davis. First is up off the back of the rim and falls away. One more shot coming, scoreless so far, 7:54 here in the first. Second shot is up and rolls around, and Summer Davis hits it 1-0, as that is the lead for the Lakers. Here comes Pioneer as Harris brings it in. Harris, bounce pass over to the far side to Sheffield. Sheffield gets it over to Jones. Jones, top of the key, getting it inside and trying to put it up as Gatson. Gatson has that block. Here comes the Lakers the other direction. Quickly ahead to Washington. Washington right at the three-point line on the far wing, comes over top of the key, gets that over into the near corner. Now back over to Summer Davis. Summer Davis moves it over to Washington, top of the key. Washington moves her way over, puts it up, puts it in. 2 points for Washington, and that is 3-0. Lakers with the lead over Pioneer. Pioneer, Harris brings up the ball, kicks it over on the far wing to Sheffield. Sheffield steps back over to Jones. Jones kicks it back over to Sheffield on the far wing. Sheffield, bounce pass over to Harris. Harris comes over onto the near wing. Harris drives the paint, kicks it over on the near side to Emmanuel Davis. Now Gatson has it. Gatson over to Harris in the far corner. Harris trying to make her way into the paint. Puts it up. That off of the rim, falls off to the near side. Lakers with the rebound, and here comes the Lakers as India Davis with it, top of the key. Moves that over to Summer Davis on the far side. Now in the far corner, three-pointer. Gatson with the rebound. Fast and furious so far. Harris comes up for Pioneer. Pioneer down by 3 as Jones gets it over. Now Emmanuel Davis gets underneath the basket, spins with it. Gets it off on the far wing as that is Harris with it. Comes top of the key. Harris over to Sheffield on just about 5 feet off of the arc. Now Davis on the far wing, over to Jones on the near wing, back over to Davis, or Harris, Harris trying to get it underneath to Emmanuel Davis. As whistle timeout called, and a little fast and furious action. What are your thoughts so far, Mike?
I think this last possession for Pioneer, I counted 6 passes, so they're showing patience. They're trying to find a crack in this 2-3 zone that West Bloomfield's playing, and Ann Arbor set up in a 1-3-1, which is very common, with objective to try to attack the seam of that zone defense. So often it takes several passes, patience. Some coaches encourage skip passes, which means across court. Some discourage it because of the danger of being stolen.
Sure. Thank you very much. And inbounding baseline right is Harris. Harris gets it underneath, trying to get it over to Emmanuel Davis. That pulled away, headed in the other direction is the Lakers, as that's India Davis with it. Gets it over to Summer Davis. Now trying to work her way in is Washington. Back over Summer Davis for 3. That off the rim. Pulling it down on the far side. India Davis puts it up. That tipped away. Lakers get the rebound as that is Sydney Hendricks with it. Back over to Washington. Washington comes top of the key. Puts up a floater from the paint. Trying to get that rebound by Sydney Hendricks. Whistle blown. That is going to be Jones with her second foul. Second foul on Pioneer. Lakers have yet to commit a foul. That puts Sydney Hendricks to the line and shooting 2. First one up by Sydney Hendricks. That off the front of the rim. Falls back. She has one more coming as Jordan Davis comes in for Pioneer, giving Jones a breather. Spinning the ball. Putting it up. That off the rim, and Sydney Hendricks misses both from the line. Here comes Harris the other direction. Harris, bounce pass over to Sheffield, just off the top of the key. Sheffield over to Harris on the near sideline. Harris dribbles into the paint, loses possession. That will go out off of a knee. That will go over to the Lakers. 3-0, Lakers with the lead on Pioneer. 5:23 left to go. Karsh comes into the game. Kaylee Karsh, who also kicked extra points and field goals for the football team and played on the soccer team, multi-sport athlete. And coming over to Washington. Washington, top of the key, dribbles to the left. Washington hands it off as India Davis underneath. That put up, wouldn't go in for Kendall Hendricks. Whistle. That'll be Pioneer's ball. It was great, by the way, to see as everyone getting ready to go. Great to see this Pioneer team. First time this year we've gotten a chance to watch them as Harris gets it over on the near side at the Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis moves over to Sheffield. Top of the key, now bounces it back over to Harris on the far wing. Harris brings it up, kicks that over to Jordan Davis underneath, trying to put it up as there's a whistle. Emmanuel Davis going to the hoop and picks up the foul. That is going to be a foul on Sydney Hendricks, as that is going to put Emmanuel Davis to the line. First one up and good. Pioneers' first points of the game by Emmanuel Davis. Bends the knees, puts it up. That rattles home, so it's a one-point game. 3-2. West Bloomfield with the lead. Quickly underneath, trying to put it up is Sydney Hendricks, and a whistle. And that is going to be a foul. Emmanuel Davis picks up her first foul. That is the third on Pioneer, one on the Lakers.
Emmanuel's playing the middle of that offense, going elbow to elbow, and she's a key factor on breaking down this defense. And looks like she's a pretty good free throw shooter, so that could be important.
First shot missed, second shot upcoming, and then looked like there was possibly a lane violation by West Bloomfield, so that will be a result of no points on the free throws. So Pioneer down by 1 with the ball. Karsh, the inbound. As saw Maya Hicks, former Pioneer player, in the building tonight. She was playing with Taft the last 2 seasons, so fantastic to see her. Fantastic player for Pioneer. Sheffield brings it over center court. Kicks it over on the near wing to Jordan Davis. Now Harris has it on the far wing. Harris drives the lane. That's slapped away. Here comes West Bloomfield the other direction as Washington puts it up into the paint. Off glass and in. Washington has 4 points now. 5 points for West Bloomfield. Steal by Washington. Washington puts it up with the right hand. Wouldn't go down. Karsh has it. Now coming the other direction. Here comes Harris. 5-2 is the lead by the Lakers. Harris gets it back over to Sheffield. Sheffield picked up her dribble. Bounces it back to Harris on the near sideline. Harris gets it underneath the Karsh. Karsh trying to hold on to that ball. That's going to be a jump ball, as getting her hands in there is India Davis to make the jump. Possession arrow points Pioneers way. 3:53 left to go here in the first. Pioneer inbounds, baseline left. That tipped away, grabbing it Gatson on the near wing, knocked away. Here comes West Bloomfield the other direction. India Davis gets it over to Summer Davis, back to India Davis. She puts it up and in. That's her first points. 2 points for India Davis. And it is 7-2. West Bloomfield Lakers in the lead. Here comes Harris on the near sideline. Double team coming over. That's stolen away, trying to get to Karsh. Back the other direction, putting it up is Hendricks, Sydney Hendricks. That went off of the rim, pulled down by Pioneer. Here's Harris, who tries to split a pair of defenders. Gets it over to Karsh. Karsh puts it up, that off of the iron. Gatson gets the rebound, but that's ripped away. Coming the other direction is Summer Davis. Summer Davis gets that ahead, trying to put it up is Sydney Hendricks. Traveling call. That will go over to Pioneer. Boy, this tempo is awful fast, Mike. They're keeping going and keeping us busy.
It has picked up right from the rebound. They're going into that attack mode, pushing the ball up the floor.
As pressure on the backcourt, that gets it ahead to Jordan Davis. Now here comes Gatson in the paint. Gatson kicks it back over to Harris. Harris puts it up. Whistle blown as that shot was a little strong, but a foul. As that is going to be on Hale. So that is the second foul on the Lakers. 2 on both teams. That puts Harris to the line, shooting 2 as she dribbles, spins it, bends the knees, puts it up, off the rim, falls off to the near side. So again, if you have a chance to come on down, plenty of open seats, great arena here. We'd love to see a bunch of purple-clad fans, and if you can't and you're watching it, thank you very much for supporting these teams. We're very, very grateful. Second shot coming for Harris. Pioneer trying to cut into the lead, get it down to 4. Harris puts it up, that off the rim, pulled down. Pioneer trying to get the rebound, but Hale sends it ahead. Here comes Summer Davis. Summer Davis over to Washington. Washington for 3, that off the rim, but pulled down. India Davis puts it up and in. India Davis has 4. That makes it 9-2. West Bloomfield, as their offense is proving to be as deadly as their stats show. Harris over to Wernemout. Wernemout trying to get it underneath. That tipped away. Hale feeding it ahead as she got her hands in the passing lane. Summer Davis gets it back over to Washington, top of the key. Harris watching her. Now all the way cross-court pass. That put up by Summer Davis off the rim. Wernemout trying to get to it. Summer Davis with the rebound. That again off the rim as that pulled down, and Pioneer with it as Jordan Davis comes the other direction. So a couple offensive cracks at it. That went trying to feed it underneath to Gatson, and that just off of the tips of her fingers and out of bounds. As coming in is Beal for the Lakers. 1:56 left to go.
That is an underestimated skill, Mark, is catching the ball. We work on catching the ball a lot.
Especially in the middle of the paint. Hard when you got fastball coming. That put up, rolls around and down as that was hit by Sydney Hendricks, her first points of the game. That makes it 11-2 as West Bloomfield in the lead. Harris spins, gets it over on the near wing to Jordan Davis. Back to Wernemout, top of the key, over to Harris on the far wing. Harris hands it off to Gatson at the free throw line. Gatson trying to get away from India Davis. Now picked up her dribble. Harris gets it over to Jordan Davis. Top of the key to Wernemout. Back over. That tipped away. Battle for it. Pulled down. Here comes Summer Davis. Puts it up with the right hand. That ball's away and out of bounds. That will be Pioneer ball. 1:09 left to go here in the first. 11-2. The lead for the Lakers. Kaylee Karsh comes back in, so Karsh giving Gatson a breather. As bringing it ahead is Harris. Harris over half court. Harris moves it over to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis over to Wernemout. Wernemout, top of the key. Wernemout bounces it back over on the near wing to Harris. Harris trying to get away. She was double teamed for a moment. Now into the paint. Off glass and in. Harris with her first points of the game. as we just lost the scoreboard, but that's okay. That'll reboot in a moment. Summer Davis up there, as that'll be 11-2, I believe, or 11-4 at this point. Into the paint, that put up and in by Kendall Hendricks. She has 2 points, as that will advance. As that brought back up, now on the near wing. That underneath, bounce pass over on the near wing, tipped away, trying to pull that back as the Lakers knocked it over. Summer Davis into the paint, trying to put it in. India Davis scores. That makes 6 for her. As again, we lost the scoreboard. Oh, it's 15-4 is the score at the end of the first half, as 11-point lead by West Bloomfield, as they are able to push tempo. They've also been able to find some offensive rebounds underneath the glass. So with 8 minutes here at the end of our first quarter, any thoughts on that first quarter, Mike?
Just looking over some numbers down here at the end of the table, and I think Pioneers got to do a better job of taking care of the ball. I believe we got 5 turnovers, and most of them are entry passes in their offense. I think West Bloomfield is doing a good job defensively, and that's been a big difference.
They've been able to get their hands in the passing lanes and really gum up, especially trying to get that ball into the paint. West Bloomfield has been perfectly placed to get in the way, as, hey, look at that, our scoreboard is back. We do have it at the ends as well. I did not notice that, but yeah, you get the fancier the scoreboards become, the more things can go wrong. Lakers with it and the lead, 11-point lead for the Lakers. Washington has it, kicks it over on the far side to India Davis. Back to Washington. Washington trying to come down the paint, floats one up off the back of the rim. Karsh trying to get to it. Battle underneath, and whistle. That's going to go over Pioneers' way. 7:43 left to go here. Karsh gets it over to Harris. Harris brings it ahead. Harris over half court for Pioneers. 7:36 left to go. Harris top of the key. Dumps it over to Wernermount on the far wing. Back to Harris. Harris trying to drive the lane. Trying to get it inside to Emmanuel Davis. That back over to Wernermount. Wernermount gets it over to Jordan Davis. Now on the near wing is Harris. Harris. Bounce pass to Wernermount, top of the key. Now over on the far wing to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis trying to keep it, as that was tipped off of India Davis. Jordan Davis keeps it on the Pioneers side. And moved over Harris, over to Wernermount, back to Harris, just on the near wing. Good screen by Karsh, but India Davis moves over to pick up Harris. Now over to Jordan Davis on the far wing. Trying to get it over to Emmanuel Davis. That's stolen away. Here comes the Lakers, as India Davis has it just inside of half court. Washington over that inside, up, pulling it down now, spinning with it is Hale. Hale, that shot misses the rim, but a whistle underneath. 6:41 left to go here in the second period. As that must have been not a foul, but just a step out of bounds, as that's Pioneer ball. 2 fouls on each team. 6:41 left to go before halftime. Gatson gets it inbounded to Harris. Harris brings it ahead for Pioneer as she comes over half court. Picked up there by India Davis. Now Harris on the near wing. Gets that over to Richards. Now back over. That put up as actually, that looks like Hahn. Maybe a little uniform change, as Hahn has it on the far wing. Gets that back over to Harris. Harris top of the key, trying to drive the lane. As she's rebuffed by Washington, puts it up, that off of the rim, falls off to the far side, pulled down, and coming ahead is Kendall Hendricks. Kendall Hendricks over on the near wing, trying to make her way in is Sydney Hendricks, who puts it up and in. Sydney Hendricks with 4 points. That makes it 17-4. Lakers with the lead. Harris has Washington watching her as Pioneer has it on the near wing. Harris right on the near sideline, as that goes. Washington gets the foul.
I like the way Harris is using dribble penetration on a side seam and trying to attract a defender to open up a passing lane or get her own shot.
Hahn has it now on the near sideline, gets it over to Jones. Jones trying to dribble into the paint, puts it up. That off the rim, falls away. That was Beal with the rebound. Here comes the Lakers the other direction. Beal over half court, gets that into the far corner. Shot for Summer Davis. That pulled down and put up by Kendall Hendricks, as she has 4 now. Timeout called, as it is 19-4, 15-point lead. And it looks like maybe some of that scoring for West Bloomfield is predicated off of their defense creating turnovers, as that seems to be a lot of what they're doing.
That's correct. I just want to back up to that.
Please.
That offensive rebound, that's a picturesque offensive rebound. She went up strong, caught the ball at the peak of her vertical with both hands, came back down, but kept the ball high. By that I mean above her head with both hands on it, then exploded up. She didn't bring the ball down, did not dribble, did not give the defense time to respond.
Fantastic work there. It's not easy. This is a highly talented and athletic Lakers team that Pioneers battling, as Gatson inbounds it. So that brought ahead by Harris. Harris being watched by Washington. That comes up top of the key. Double team there. Gatson has it at the free throw line underneath. Harris puts it up. Wouldn't go down as it sat on the edge of the rim, but that is a foul on Kendall Hendricks. That is her first. As that will put Harris to the line, shooting 2. 3 fouls on Pioneer, 4 on the Lakers. Harris dribbles with the line towed. Now Harris spins the ball, bends the knees, puts it up. That off the front, the back of the rim, then the front of the rim again. Hard luck miss there, would not go down. As the shots just not being kind to Pioneer thus far in the game. 5:14 left to go, trying to get it down to a 14-point lead, and that off the back of the rim for Harris. Rebounded. Here comes the other direction, and into the near corner as Beal had it over to Summer Davis. Now here comes Washington driving the lane, and off the front of the rim, but she saves it, and over to Sheffield. Sheffield brings the head for Pioneer down the far sideline, over half court. Sheffield bounce pass over to Harris on the near sideline. Harris gets it over to Jones. Jones over to Sheffield on the far wing. Washington picks her up there. And bounce pass over to Harris on the near wing. Harris kicks it into the lane over to Gatson. Gatson puts it up, would not go. Off the back of the rim, fell off. Rebound, and sent ahead to Washington. Lakers with it. Lakers. Washington drives the lane, puts it up off glass and in. That is 6 points for Washington, as she's tied with the point lead with India Davis. 21-4, Lakers with the lead. Jones on the near wing. Jones being watched by Summer Davis, gets it back to Harris. Harris driving down the near side of the paint, puts up a floater. That off the rim, pulled down. Here comes the Lakers the other direction. Quickly ahead to Washington, now over Summer Davis. Off glass, rolled all the way around and down. Summer Davis now has 3 points. 4 minutes left to go before halftime. 23-4, 19-point lead by the Lakers. Sheffield has it on the far sideline, watched by Washington, now double teamed. Sheffield gets it back over to Jones. Jones just inside the half court, underneath the Gatson, who puts it up and in. And the leading scorer for Pioneer thus far has her first 2 points of the game. Makes it 23-6, 17-point lead for the Lakers. Now Sydney Hendricks getting it inside to Kendall Hendricks. Whistle right at the free throw line. Fourth team foul on Pioneer. That would be Jones's 3rd foul. As Rowe coming in. Looks like Carson Rowe ready to come in for Pioneer, and first shot is up and good for Kendall Hendricks. And makes it 24-6, trying to make it 25-6, make it back to a 19-point lead. There's Here's the next shot by Kendall Hendricks off the far side. Karsh with the rebound, poked away by Karsh, and grabbed by Summer Davis on the far sideline. Back over to Washington. Now into the paint, putting it up is Sydney Hendricks, and off the bottom of the rim. But that is going to be a foul on Karsh. That is Karsh's first foul. 5 on Pioneer, 4 on the Lakers. That will put Sydney Hendricks to the line, shooting 2. First one is up off the rim and off to the side. Saw you had a steal stat there, Mike. How many steals are out there for West Bloomfield?
We got unofficially 8, and a couple of those are off deflections.
Fair enough, fair enough. So West Bloomfield active in the passing lanes. Second shot up. That one would not go either. Rebound by Emmanuel Davis. Bringing it up is Jones for Pioneer. Washington picks her up, getting that over to Sheffield. Sheffield on the far sideline, trying to shake free from Summer Davis. Now Karsh in the far corner. Karsh gets it back over to Emmanuel Davis. Jones on the near wing. Jones gets it over to Rowe. Rowe trying to drive the lane. That batted away. Here comes India Davis the other direction over to Summer Davis. Back to India Davis. She pulls that off of the deck. Grabbed. India Davis gets a rebound. She comes back about 5 feet off of the lane, key. That put up by Washington off the rim to the far side, but another rebound for the Lakers. Summer Davis from the free throw line puts it up off the front, the back of the rim. Again, Pioneer with good defense, but the rebound comes to the Lakers. Summer Davis puts it up and in. A lot of second chance points, chances there for the Lakers. Here comes Jones just inside half court. Gets over to Sheffield for Pioneer. Poked away. Sheffield keeps it in bounds on the far sideline. Sheffield has that poked away. Again, the Lakers' active hands. Washington comes up, puts it up. Washington puts it in. She has 8 points. She now has the point lead for the game. 28-6, 22-point lead by the Lakers. Jones has it. Being watched, double team now, gets it over to Rowe. That slips off, is just poked off of her hands. Now coming the other direction. And fed over onto the far side for the Lakers into the far corner. There's Summer Davis for 3, and she hits it. That will be 8 points for Summer Davis, tied with Washington for the lead. 31-6. That knocked over Gatson, gets it over to Rowe for Pioneer. Now Karsh on the baseline on the far side. Karsh gets it over to Sheffield on the far sideline. Sheffield being watched by Summer Davis, skies it up. That would not go, bounced off of the rim twice. Now back quickly the other direction. That put up would not go by the Lakers. Washington gets the shot. Here comes Jones the other way. 1 minute, 8 seconds left to go. Jones for Pioneer. Pioneer down by 31-6. Pioneer trying to cut away at the lead. They'd love to make a little bit of a run here before halftime. Sheffield, as that picked up, and now a foul called. As that foul looks like it's going to be on Summer Davis. That's going to be her first. Pioneer brings in a number of players. Gatson, Camara, Jordan Davis comes in for Pioneer. Also, Wernamount out there, and Harris are the Pioneer 5. 51 seconds left. Wernamount for 3, and she hits it. That gives Pioneer a big shot in the arm. 31-9. Is the lead for the Lakers. Washington has it. She's been dangerous into the paint. Puts it up with the left hand. Puts it in. That was an off-balance shot. She still found a way to put it in. Impressive athletic control. Here comes Pioneer. Harris gets to the far elbow. That put up by Camara. That one came up short. Rebound by the Lakers. Quickly the other direction with 20 seconds left. On the baseline, that put up and in by Summer Davis. She has 10. And here comes Pioneer trying to get the last score. 10 seconds left to go. 35-9 is the Lakers' lead. Harris picks up the dribble on the near wing, gets it into the near corner. Harris gets it back, looks to drive the lane. That blocked, and that will do it as a block to finish things out by Hale. And at the end of the first half, it is 35-9. The Lakers with the comfortable lead over Pioneer. What are your thoughts on that that first half? What were the Lakers doing so well to really put it on a big run there?
Well, you mentioned it earlier, Mark. It's definitely the defense, and how often does that any defense turns into offense? What I thought they did really well defensively, they're still in the same 2-3 zone, is that they're active with their feet. They're playing big. I mentioned earlier a couple of deflections.
Absolutely.
A big statistic now with coaches is not so much height, but wingspan.
Sure, absolutely.
And I saw a couple of deflections in the paint that was a result of a good wingspan.
It looks like Pioneer might not be as used to a team that's as active with their hands getting it on the ball when they have the ball coming forward. And West Bloomfield is really not giving the ball handlers much time to really relax when they're playing. That's a very active defense.
Well, Pioneers, I think, attempting the right thing. They're trying to attack those seams with passes, and Harris, especially with that dribble penetration. She might have forced one or two earlier, but on that last possession, she pulled up for like a 12-footer. So some of these start falling, and those points are going to come.
Well, we are at the halftime. Let's play a few messages from the MHSAA, and then we will be back to talk about as Pioneer will try and make a big second-half comeback here, as this is the Holiday Classic for the Ann Arbor Sports Commission. And ladies and gentlemen, are you looking to plan your next sporting event or multi-day tournament? The Ann Arbor Sports Commission has you covered. Put your trust in the experts. From planning and logistics to finding sponsors and volunteers, they handle it all. Plan the perfect tournament. Connect with the Ann Arbor Sports Commission today. Visit annarbor.org to learn more.
Sportsmanship has never been more important between the lines in athletics and outside those lines in our communities. To listen, to respect, to understand, to practice common decency, to have competition without contentiousness. Sportsmanlike qualities are essential components of life itself. Let's all work together to not only be good sports, but good people. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Have we gotten to the point where at some high school game that an official has finally had enough from coaches, players, and adults, pulls off the whistle, and offers it to you? Let's hope not. There's no way you could do a better job. It's on everyone to promote good sportsmanship. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Nearly 2,000 of the state's top student athletes will be recognized for excelling academically and in school activities through the MHSAA's Scholar Athlete Award, underwritten by Farm Bureau Insurance. The applicants will be in the running for a total of 32 $1,000 college scholarships. Application materials are available exclusively online through the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Health concerns in high school sports go beyond physical injuries. The mental well-being of our young people is a hotter topic than ever before. The Michigan High School Athletic Association website has resources to help adults and students recognize potential problems and deal with them in a positive way. You can learn more about these mental health resources on the Health and Safety page of the MHSAA website. A message from the MHSAA, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. Can you go anywhere and find an endeavor in society where we've come to accept and tolerate an adult, and even kids, treating another adult the way we allow spectators, coaches, and players to treat a high school game official? Can you? No one has the right to abuse game officials. So before you blurt something out about that next close call, consider this. Without the officials, nobody wins. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Here are 5 more good reasons for multi-sport participation. Multi-sport athletes are more coachable. They have higher athletic ceilings. They become better talent in the long run. They have higher sports IQs. Their sports skills transfer, and they are better teammates. Multi-sport participation is cross-training for life. Learn more at the MHSAA website. A message from the Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics.
Well, let's go over the points, our unofficial point total here for the players. As first for West Bloomfield, 10 points for Washington, 4 points for Hendricks, 5 for Kendall Hendricks. Sorry, so 4 for Sydney Hendricks, 5 for Kendall Hendricks, 10 for Summer Davis, and 6 for India Davis. We'll step back and talk about a few more stats with Mike coming into play. Pioneer, 3 for Warnemouth, 2 for Gatson, 2 for Harris, and 2 for Davis. Let's do a little scoreboard report here. So intermission scoreboard report for SEC Red back on December 16th. It was that does not look like SEC Red. Those are a lot of schools that I don't know. Let's try and get that again. As if you go out to the MHSAA website, you do have the ability to go to their scores section. It is a revamped site, so take a look and trying to find the SEC conference. Well, there's a few conferences out there, so I get to scroll a whole bunch past the, there we go, SEC Red. Let's go and search for that. Come on, SEC Red, we'll search. 15th time is the charm. Pioneer beat, we know Pioneer beat Skyline 48-43. That back on December 16th. Other games on the 16th, it was Dexter beating Lincoln 63-33. Saline beat Monroe by a score of 49-14 on the 16th. No score reported by Huron and Bedford. It was on the 19th. Huron falling to Ypsi Arbor Prep. Ypsi Arbor Prep won that one 72-49. Monroe beat Erie Mason on the 19th by a score of 57-51. It was Dexter beating Grass Lake on the 19th, 57-39. South Lyon East fell to Saline. Saline won that one 52-33. And Ypsilanti Lincoln beat Adrian 70-41. And right before this game, Ypsilanti Lincoln beat Summit Academy as well. Taking a look at SEC White games here, if I can get that to, again, that's red. My touchpad is not liking me. Let's try that one more time. Technology, gotta love it. Back on the 16th for SEC Red, it was Bath beating Jackson 49-27. Wixom St. Catherine beat Pinckney 49-38. It was Sand Creek beating Adrian 26-24. It was Leslie beating Jackson 53-43. On the 19th, it was Milford beating Pinckney 32-25. On the 20th in the Blackhawk Holiday Tournament, it was Jackson beating Jackson Lumi Christie 44-41. Tecumseh beat Parma Western on the 20th. That was 45-35. And Ypsilanti Lincoln beat Adrian 70-41. Alrighty. Any let's play a little push on. We'll come back and we'll get Mike's keys to the second half, and we will get back underway. You're watching Pioneer Women's Basketball, brought to you by Arbor Broadcasting. We are coming back in here, 1 minute left. It is 35 points for the Lakers and 9 points for Pioneers. So any statistics or any keys to the second half you want to share with the folks, Mike?
Oh, yeah. I've got a lot of stuff right now.
Excellent.
Things that jump out to me off the stat sheet is offensively, Pioneers turned it over 5 times, which I thought it was more, but we have 5. West Bloomfield only has 1 turnover. The rebound war, West Bloomfield is out-rebounded Pioneer 12-5. The big one there is West Bloomfield has 9 offensive rebounds.
They've been good on that offensive glass, absolutely.
And the majority of those have turned into points. At the line, both teams are struggling. West Bloomfield shooting 30%, Ann Arbor's shooting 33%. Shot attempts for the half. Pioneer has only 11 shot attempts, while West Bloomfield has 32. Destiny, number one, Destiny Washington's stats that jump out me. She has 10 points, 3 steals, and the team has 8 steals.
So very active defensively and getting those steals and turning it into a lot of offense and those offensive rebounds. Appreciate that as we're about to get back underway. Lakers have possession and it's going to be Summer Davis across the way to inbound. Again, Lakers in the dark jerseys with the green on the front and on the back. Pioneer in their home whites. As that ball inbounded, as Pioneer going from right to left here, as that put up off glass. The hook wouldn't go, and that's a travel over to Pioneer. As Gatson will inbound baseline right. 7:54 left to go. Seemed like a fast-moving first half as well as that clock continued to roll into the near corner. Here comes Jones. Jones gets it, working around on the sideline underneath the Gatson. Gatson trying to take that shot, pulled away. Here comes Summer Davis, quickly head to Washington. Washington up off the glass, rolling around and in as she has 12 points now to lead all scorers. As it is 37-9. Pioneer trying to get it inside to Gatson. Gatson over to Emmanuel Davis on the baseline. Emmanuel Davis puts it up, and that ended up going up on the top of the glass. That will be out of bounds over to the Lakers, as it's a 28-point lead by the Lakers. They bring the ball up. Summer Davis brings it over half court for the Lakers. Now she comes over on the near wing, hands it off to Washington. Washington gets it over to India Davis, trying to get it underneath. That's Kendall Hendricks with the shot. Hold down. Good rebound by Emmanuel Davis. That knocked away. Emmanuel Davis gets it. Again, active hands by that defense. Here comes Harris, top of the key. Trying to steal it away was Sydney Hendricks. And over to Sheffield. Sheffield over to Gatson at the near elbow. Poked away from behind. Here comes Summer Davis ahead into the paint. Putting that up and in was Washington. She now has 14 points. 39-9. Pioneer down 30 points as Jones has it on the far wing. Gets it over on the far sideline to Sheffield. In along the baseline coming in, Emmanuel Davis gets it all the way back to Jones. Now on the near wing, here comes Harris. Harris driving, stops, shoots, and puts it in. Harris, as she has 4 points now for Pioneer. Quickly ahead on the baseline, that put up and in by Sydney Hendricks. As she has 6 points. It's back to 41-11. Lakers with the lead. Harris on the near wing, tipped away. Here comes Summer Davis, getting the hands on the ball. Summer Davis drives the lanes, puts it up with the right hand, puts it in, as that is 12 points for Summer Davis. 5:40 left to go here in the third quarter. Jones gets it over to Gatson at the free throw line. Gatson has that poked away. That is going to be a jump ball. As possession arrow pointing Pioneer's way. Hahn comes in for Pioneer.
Well, Pioneer's just got to chip away here and get that difference down and be patient, but still be in attack mode and play physical.
Absolutely. That all the way back out, stolen. Here comes India Davis down for the Lakers. Drives into the paint, puts it up off glass, puts it in. That is 8 points for India Davis, and the shooting percentage appears to be going up for the Lakers as well on the far sideline. Coming ahead, Harris puts it up off glass just a little too hard, pulled down by Kendall Hendricks. Over to Summer Davis. Summer Davis drives the lane, that kicked over into the near corner. Washington for 3, and that goes in. Washington now has 17 points. Jones the other direction for Pioneer, as Jordan Davis has it into the near corner for Karsh. Karsh all the way across to Jones on the near wing. Jones drives the paint, loses the handle. Now coming the other direction. Here comes the Lakers as Washington gets it over to Summer Davis. Off the glass and in. That is 14 points for Summer Davis. 50-11 is the Laker lead on Pioneer. Harris moves it over, now into the near corner, trying to get it underneath, as that was knocked away from Hahn, coming the other direction. Here comes the Lakers. Summer Davis on the near wing, trying to get it underneath to Sydney Hendricks. Whistle blown. That is going to be Karsh's second foul. 4:12 left to go here in the third. First foul on either team in the half. Timeout called. So Pioneer, Coach Hicks wants to talk it over. Coach DeWolf over there as well, as they are gathered together there. One person we haven't seen that I didn't get a chance to talk to Coach Hicks beforehand, but it appears to be maybe Savannah Brewer, not in the game. She played big time number 24 for Pioneer. She played big last season, and we haven't seen her on the bench as of yet. So 50-11. West Bloomfield Lakers with the lead over Pioneer. Pioneer just wants to chip away at that lead, just get some good things going, even if they can't come all the way back. Just make some positive things happen.
Well, it looks like they have 4 turnovers in this quarter, and they got to take better care of that ball. And like I said, be patient. And West Bloomfield's got 3 steals at the defensive end.
And they have been absolutely pushing the ball off of those steals. So. Again, you don't always have to come back all the way. You just want to get some good momentum going, make some good things happen. Try and carry that into the next game.
Keep the intensity, keep learning, keep fighting.
Pioneer does have a game before the end of the year. They'll be in the Round Ball Classic. That is over at it's over in Redford. I'll pull that up at the quarter end and talk about that, but that's always a fun time to see a lot of games over a lot of these ladies and men's teams as well. At the line is Sydney Hendricks. Toes the line, bends the knees, puts it up, puts it in. Sydney Hendricks with 6, trying to make it 7. That is now a even 40-point lead by the Lakers, as they put a couple players back in the backcourt. Make sure their defense is set. Next shot coming by Sydney Hendricks. That off of the rim. Pulling it down is Pioneer, as Jordan Davis has it. That over to Harris. Harris over half court. Harris over on the far wing. Harris trying to split a pair, and that will be a foul. As, by the way, that 40-point the 40-point differential that Mike talked about before the game is now in effect, as it's a running clock now. If Pioneer gets it under 40 points, that running clock will stop. And over into the far corner, Wernermount has it. Wernermount bounce pass over to Harris. Harris working against Summer Davis. Harris has that poked away. Summer Davis somehow manages to keep it in bounds. Ahead to India Davis. India Davis up with the right hand, off the glass and in. India Davis has 10 points. And now it's a 42-point lead by the Lakers. Here comes Harris. Harris over on the near wing, gets it over to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis over to Wernermount. That tipped away by Summer Davis. Summer Davis into the paint. Kicks it over to India Davis. Puts it up off glass and in. That is 12 points for India Davis. 55-11 is the lead by West Bloomfield. Coming ahead, Harris puts it up. That just a little too strong. Rebound, here comes the Lakers, as that put up by Sydney Hendricks. That falls off to the far side, trying to get it Pioneer. Trying to grab it down. Whistle, and that will be out of bounds to the Lakers, as Washington inbound baseline left. 2:36 and counting. That put up off glass, wouldn't fall. Rebound, grabbed by Beal. That came off and out of bounds. That will stay Laker basketball. Again, running clock situation down to 2:22 here in the third, as Rowe comes in for Pioneer, number 2. So it's now Jones back in for Pioneer, gives Harris a breather. So it's Han Karsh Jordan Davis, Rowe, and Jones out there for Pioneers. Summer Davis has it, puts it up, and puts it in. Nothing but net for Summer Davis. She has 16 points for the Lakers. Here comes Jones for Pioneer on the far wing. Jones trying to make her way in. Jones gets it over to Rowe. Rowe works her way around the arc, gets it over to Jordan Davis on the near wing. Jordan Davis gets it over to Rowe. Rowe cross-court pass over to Jones at the free throw line, trying to tie it up, as that is going to be a jump ball. That is going to be possession arrow pointing over to the Lakers.
Boy, that West Bloomfield defense is suffocating.
They are
They
exceedingly
collapse on
talented.
the ball. They're not giving up anything right now, and they're not giving any indication they're tiring as the game progresses.
Hey, look, it's really 32. It's really 32.
As inbound, Washington gets it over to Summer Davis. Summer Davis bringing ahead, 1:17 left to go here in the third. Gets it over to Washington on the near wing. Over top of the key, trying to work her way in is Sydney Hendricks. Up and in for Hale. Hale has her first points of the game. She has two. 59-11 is the Laker lead. Now trying to work her way in is Jones. Kicks it over, trying to get it over into the near corner. That tipped away, nobody home. That will go over to the Lakers. Again, that defense is not giving Pioneer any room to work at all. Summer Davis over half court. Now Hahn picking her up there. Washington on the near wing, trying to make her way down the baseline. That up and over to getting it over to Hale. That pulled away by Pioneer. Here comes Jones the other way for Pioneer. Over half court, down the far sideline. Double team knocked away quickly the other direction, as there is Summer Davis puts it up and in. She now has 18. She has one more now than Washington. She's the leader in points. Here comes Jones for Pioneer, gets it over to Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis all the way over to Rowe. Rowe trying to get it inside, just a little tall. Karsh gets the rebound. Now Jones in the near corner. Back to Karsh. Karsh works her way into the paint, puts it up. That off the back of the rim would not go. That will do it for the end of the third. At the end of the third, it is 61-11 as the Lakers with the lead. West Bloomfield cruising now. Again, Pioneer trying to make some good things happen. They did knock some things down. Anything you want to talk about in that quarter, Mike?
Well, they made a defensive adjustment. They went to a man here, which I was glad to see, and no better way to learn defense right now in this game, going down the stretch of playing man-to-man and everybody being held responsible. And I saw his good team help, too, on the baseline there. So it should be a good learning experience. I like seeing him in this man.
Excellent. Trying to make some things happen. And again, the best thing you can do against a team like this is get better, right? Is you're playing great competition, you're playing stiff competition, and the more you can take away with this, the more you can learn, the better you are when you're playing the Skylines and the Hurons of the world. So
you just always strive to improve and push yourself and push your teammates. Listen to the coach, and take great pride in your teammates, and you play hard all 32 minutes.
You know, Pioneer's not going to quit no matter what the score. So here's Harris on the near wing, working her way around. Gets it over to Rowe. Rowe back over to Harris. Harris just off to the near side, top of the key. Over to Jordan Davis, back to Harris. Harris comes over on the far wing. Tight coverage by India Davis. Harris comes down the baseline, tipped away. That thrown ahead, trying to get to Washington. Washington with speed outruns the defense and puts it up and in. Washington with speed and control. That makes it 63-11. West Bloomfield with the lead. Harris coming ahead. 7:22 left to go. Karsh has it back over. Jordan Davis over to Harris. Harris back over. So on the baseline, Hahn has it. Kicks it back out, top of the key. There's a three-pointer by Harris. Rowe gets the rebound, back over to Harris. Harris on the far wing, working way around the arc. Double team, trying to get it over to Jordan Davis. Being able to come over and help that double team is deadly by the Lakers, and that really, if you pick up the basketball, that's making it tough on Pioneer. Here comes Washington the other way with the Lakers. Washington over half court. Gets it over on the near wing to India Davis. India Davis trying to work her way to the free throw line. Picked up the dribble. Gets it underneath the Vaughn. Vaughn now over to the near elbow. Driving the lane to India Davis. That goes off the bottom of the rim. Out of bounds. That is going to stay Lakers ball. 6:27 left to go here in the fourth and counting. Again, running clock situation here. As inbounding. Now spinning, putting it up is Kendall Hendricks. Rebound by India Davis for the Lakers. She has it on the far wing. Being watched by Emmanuel Davis. Emmanuel Davis comes out to guard her. India Davis over on the near wing. Racing in is Kendall Hendricks. As contact underneath. Whistle blown. That is going to be Karsh's third foul. That is 2 fouls on Pioneer, 1 on the Lakers. So non-shooting foul. India Davis will inbound baseline right. 5:33 left to go, as that is going to be a foul on Pioneer. That's going to be Jordan Davis who picks up her first foul. That is going to be their third team foul, so 4 more before they're in the bonus. Quickly underneath, as that was inbounded to Kendall Hendricks, trying to get it back to Kendall Hendricks, pulled away by Emmanuel Davis. Here comes Harris the other direction for Pioneer. Harris over half court. Harris on the far wing, gets it over on the near wing to Rowe. Rowe bounce pass, trying to get it back to Harris. That is going to be tipped away, so no over and back. Harris now on the far sideline, into the far corner for Jordan Davis, gets it to Karst. That tipped away, but the whistle blown. As that's Kendall Hendricks picks up her second foul. 3 fouls on Pioneer, 2 on the Lakers. Harris, the inbound, baseline left, underneath her own basket. Gets it over on the far wing to Jones. Jones underneath on the baseline, trying to get it to Emmanuel Davis. Still a little too hot to handle. That goes out of bounds. Here comes the Lakers the other direction. 4 minutes and 20 seconds left to go. Running clock makes these periods move fast. Now bringing it in on the baseline is India Davis. That went off of her foot.
Pioneer did a good job there of collapsing on her and took away that baseline drive.
Wasta went off the foot, then tipped off of a Pioneer player. India Davis has it. Gets it over. Now pulling it in. Here comes Kendall Hendricks. Splits a double team. Puts it up and in. As that'll be Pioneer basketball. No basket. 63-11. Lakers with the lead. Here comes Harris. 3:40 left to go. Trying to get it inside to Gatson. Gatson on the far elbow. Gets it over. Emmanuel Davis trying to move it over to Jones. And that goes out of bounds. It's Pioneer trying to move that basketball around. And again, the double teams in getting into the passing lane has made it difficult. Timeout called by West Bloomfield. As West Bloomfield wants to talk things over, as they have the 63-11 lead here at the George Gervin GameAbove Center. And this brought to you by the Ann Arbor Sports Commission. Are you looking to plan your next sporting event or multi-day tournament? The Ann Arbor Sports Commission has you covered. Put your trust in the experts. From planning to logistics to finding sponsors and volunteers, they handle it all. Plan the perfect tournament. Connect with the Ann Arbor Sports Commission today. Visit annarbor.org to learn more. Bringing that ahead, here comes Kendall Hendricks over half court for the Lakers. 3:20 left to go. As that's a shot and a score by Beal. Is that a three-pointer? It was indeed. That makes it 65-11 with the Lakers. As that over to Jones. Jones quickly double team. Jones trying to get it over into the far corner to Gatson. Gatson trying to move it over to Emmanuel Davis. Double team collapsed on her. Tipped that away. Beal floats it over. Now coming in, India Davis puts it up. Would not go down, but a whistle as it went off the side of the rim, the front of the rim. That is going to be Sheffield on the foul, her first foul. That makes it 4 fouls on Pioneer, 2 on the Lakers. First shot up by India Davis, rims around and out.
Pioneers been out-rebounded this half, Mark, 9-3.
As West Bloomfield not only crashing on defense, but getting those boards. Makes it for a deadly combination. India Davis, second shot up. Second shot good, as India Davis has 13 points, leading all scores. 18 points, no, 19 for Washington. Leads all scores as Gatson inbounds for Pioneer. 2 minutes left to go here in the fourth, bringing it ahead. Jones trying to get it over to Sheffield. That tipped by the Lakers out of bounds. Sheffield inbound on the near sideline. Right in front of her own bench. Gets it inbounded. Bounce pass back to Sheffield. Sheffield working her way around the arc. Sheffield picks up the dribble. Now gets it over to Jones, top of the key. Jones coming in. Jones on that far sideline. Bounce pass to Sheffield, top of the key. Sheffield has that tip, trying to get it. Pulled away by the Lakers. Battle for it. Sheffield trying to go down and pick it up. Beal comes away with it. Beal trying to put it up as Cunningham got in the way. Pioneer basketball with 1 minute 15 seconds left to go. Despite the score, Pioneer was grabbing and trying to get that loose ball. Here comes Sheffield, that off the basket. So love to see Pioneer continuing to battle and fight no matter the score. Here comes the Lakers on a turnover as Vaughn gets it over to India Davis running for the offense. 54 seconds now left to go. Trying to get it underneath the Vaughn. Vaughn puts it up. That off the bottom of the rim. Gets her own rebound. Puts it on the far corner. India Davis puts it up for 3. Puts it in as she has 16 points. 39 seconds left to go for Pioneer. Jones bounce pass over to Sheffield on the near wing. Sheffield trying to pull away. Gets it over to Gatson in the paint. Now over on the far wing. Kamara back to Jones. Now at the free throw line. Gatson puts it up. That goes a little short, but a whistle. 22 points. That is going to be a foul on Kendall Hendricks.
We got to compliment the officials, Mark.
Absolutely.
Games with scores like this can be very tough to officiate, and they've done an excellent job.
It is not easy, absolutely. As first free throw by Gatson falls off the back of the rim to the right. Second one coming. Clock stopped at 22.4. That one just didn't quite have enough on it, fell short. Laker ball, as that next game, by the way, is on the 28th at 5:40, the Round Ball Classic for Pioneer. I don't know who their opponent is. But again, the 28th for Pioneer, and list the 28th and 29th. So I'll figure that out. We won't be able to cover it, but we will tweet out that game as having it. Kendall Hendricks puts it over on the far side to India Davis. Back to Kendall Hendricks. 2 seconds left to go. Now into the far corner, and that will do it. As 68-11 is the final score, as West Bloomfield able to take advantage of stifling defense. They did not allow Pioneer to score in that fourth quarter. Any final thoughts on that game, Mike?
Well, we've been talking about defense all night, and rightfully so. West Bloomfield's quickness at both ends was a key factor, and the defense did turn into offense. And the rebounding, unofficially, West Bloomfield out-rebounded Pioneer 10-3 in that second half. I like seeing Pioneer switching up their defense, a little different wrinkle, and I saw more intensity when they were in that man.
Yeah.
And then a couple times they did double team a baseline penetrator and stopped an offensive threat.
Well, there's a reason why West Bloomfield was the D1 state champs last year, and they don't look like they've lost much of the beat. So we will call it a game here. Thank you for tuning in. And, of course, we will be back after the new year. But, again, check out that Round Ball Classic game with your Pioneer women basketball. For my cameraman, James Wiseman, Mike Aaron's with me, and my name is Mark Wiseman. Thank you so much, everyone. We appreciate your support of these teams. You got to play the best to be the best, and Pioneer definitely had to take that on, and we know that this will just make them better. Thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic holiday season, and we'll be back after the new year. Have a great rest of your week.